Hello, I'm Chris Haigh and this is the Fiddle channel, and today I'm going to play you the Vassar Killer Lick. Now, there are some licks which you can learn in a couple of minutes. There are some which take a few hours, and there are some which haunt you for the whole of your life. This is what I call the Vassar Killer Lick, and grown men have cried trying to learn this lick, and that includes me. I first heard Vassar Clements playing on an album called Old and in the Way, and this was way back in the late 70s. And I couldn't believe what I was hearing, and if there was one thing which set me on the path to full-time fiddling, I think it was the quest to play half as well as Vassar Clements. And I think I've almost got to be half as good, but I'll never get better than that. But there's this one particular lick which, when you first hear it, you just cannot believe that this is physically possible to play or emotionally possible to deal with. But that's what I'm going to attempt to teach you now. You are probably congratulating yourself. If you're even attempting to listen to this video, you probably can already do double stops and you're pretty proud of yourself. Well, this lick requires triple stops. So let's first of all look at how to do a triple stop. If we do a C with a G under it and a A under that. Now, if you play that in the normal, try and bow that in the normal play, then you can hit two strings, either the lower two or the upper two. If you want to get all three, the best thing is to move your bow down down the neck onto the fingerboard. And then by pushing down hard, you can fairly easily get all three strings. So that in itself is a bit of a Vassar lick. He went for shock and awe, and when you stick this over an A chord, it just sounds weird and amazing. And even more so if you move it up or down a semitone. So this is going to be part of what we're going to do. We're going to attempt this lick in 3 stages, of which that was not one. So we're going to start with... So that's pretty straightforward. Key of A, 3rd finger on the G string. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward. Now, step 2. So, 1st finger over 3rd finger. That's your first note, first 2 notes. So then it's the E has an A above it, and then the F sharp has an A above that. So that's your first 3, and then 2nd over 4th. Let's just do those a few times. Now, it may well be that that is as far as you're going to get for the next 2 weeks or so, just practicing that. But having mastered that, so this bit, it's best when you're learning it to start from here. So that's an open E, but it's played on the 2nd finger with the 3rd finger below it. And we're going to start a semitone below that. Now, the reason I say to start thinking about this first is that it's pretty difficult to conceive of how you're going to get to that from first position. So, 2 over 3, 2 over 3, and then keeping your 3rd finger where it is, go up, a 2nd finger also stays where it is, and that's 1 over 2. And then we get, this is 1 over 2 over 3. So this is the triple stop, where we want the bow to be forward. So let's try the whole of those 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is base camp. The first one was looking up at the at Mount Everest. We're now at base camp, and it may well be that that is as far as you want to go. And there's lots of litter here, littered around the camp, because so many people have got this far, but not many people went any further. But that's what we're going to do now. We're going to do the impossible killer lick. So instead of starting on here, we're going to start a semitone below, but with first and third. So that's coming just before the bar line. So that's just as we had it before. The second and third is as before. So it's all the same now up to there. Now keeping that 1 over 2 over 3, we're sliding it down a semitone 4 times. Like that. And then that is 1 over 2. So 1 over 2 sliding up, open over open. Let's go down again from there. Now if you want to smear and slide on this and kind of bluff it a bit, then I think that's absolutely fine. We're going to be playing it fast eventually, so no one is actually going to notice if 1 or 2 notes are a bit out of place. So from the beginning. So, your assignment for the next 3 months is to attempt to learn this lick, and then your assignment for the 3 months after that is to attempt all sorts of physical and mental therapy to get over it. When you do play this, the first time you play this live in public, then do have a mental picture of what everyone is doing in the audience and in the band. Hopefully the band won't have ever heard you practicing this, so when it comes out, they will be startled. The audience, depending on what kind of audience you've got, may well completely ignore the fact that you've just done an impossible task. And that is the most depressing possible thing about being an amazing bluegrass fiddle player, I imagine, is that nobody really appreciates it. So, this is one of many Vassar licks that I have learnt, and quite a few of them are in my country and bluegrass fiddle book. And I've also just done a Music Gurus video course based on that book, and that also has a lot of these Vassar Clements licks. If you would like a copy of this music for getting from the triple stop to the foot of the mountain up to the top of the mountain, and providing you've taken out health insurance, then you can subscribe, send me an email, and I will send you a copy of these dots, which will haunt you for many years to come. Incidentally, if you want to hear it in its full glory, then the album is Old and in the Way, and the track is Moonlight Midnight, which I've never played, Midnight Moonlight, which I've never played with anybody. I've never been able to persuade anybody to play this song, much to my chagrin. But one day, hopefully, someone will play it. Because the solo is just amazing. It's just A and C, that's all you need, but it's quite an amazing solo. And I'll play you out with this lick and a few other tasty, hopefully, Vassar licks. Hope you enjoyed this. See you again soon.